All right, so I got a reaction coming at y'all real quick, man. I saw this the other day on Instagram, man, and I wanted to get my perspective on it because you rarely hear women talk like this today, and I thought it was dope, especially say coming from a father. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it, and we gonna go in the Bible.
Kicked him in the nuts. My dad spanked me. I'm like, what did I do wrong? And he was like, you never put your hands on a man first because I love you, but I can't tell you another man won't beat the out of you. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was real because a lot of women don't learn that, But my dad always kept the rule with me. I never put my hands on a man first, ever.
Now you gotta really think about the mindset of that. You know what I'm saying? Her father to tell her that. Now, first and foremost, it's wild as shit. I don't know. I want to really go back and find the full clip because it sounded like she said she kicked her father in the nuts. I don't know if she might have kicked somebody else in the nuts and he was just telling her not to do that. But it sounded wild as hell. That's why I stopped on it in the first place. Because it sounded like she kicked her own father in the nuts, right? But for him to explain to her, like, look, I love you, right? But these dudes in the street, they don't have to care anything about you. It is what it is. So for you to be in a mindset that you're going to put your hands on a man, especially in these times where there's no difference between the male and the female. It's all equality. There's all equal. Men don't look at women with that same pity no more. So you being in a mindset that you're going to put your hands on a man, that's crazy. And your father gave you wise counsel. Let's run back through it.
Kicked him in the nuts. My dad spanked me. I'm like, what did I do wrong? And he was like, you never put your hands on a man first because I love you, but I can't tell you another man won't beat the out of you. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was real because a lot of women don't learn that, But my dad always kept the rule with me. I never put my hands on a man first, ever.
And salute to her for that. You know what I'm saying? If a man put his hands on you, call the police. Sis. It is what it is. Get that nigga up out of here. But we gonna go in the Bible though. We gonna go in the Bible. We gonna touch on a situation in the scriptures about a sister dealing with doing something to a man Rod in a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. We just gonna put this out in the open. Women are not supposed to be getting in physical altercations with men. Period. Point blank. Period. Men and women should not be getting in physical altercations. As a woman, you should not be standing there trying to square up with no man. It is what it is. I don't care how strong, how tough you think you are. You have no business squaring up with a man. You got to stay in your place at the end of the day. Because if he do end up beating your ass, you going to start questioning, well, why he put his hands on a woman? Why are you squaring up with him? Because at the end of the day, you testing him at the end of the day. Let's get into it. This is Deuteronomy chapter 25. We'll start at verse 11. When men strive together one with another, and the wife of the one draweth near to deliver her husband out of the hand of him that smiteth him, and putteth forth her hand, and taketh him by the secrets. Now, let's get the scenario, right? These is two grown men, they going at it, right? They fighting. So the one sister, her husband getting his ass beat, right? So she take it upon herself to try to save her husband or to try to help him. So she kick him in the nuts. She grab him by the balls. She try to punch him in his nuts, right? What is the judgment for that? Verse 12, thou shalt cut off her hand. Thine eye shall not pity her. So I just want y'all to just put that out in the open. A woman dealing with a man, Rod, in a fight, you trying to kick a man in the nuts, you trying to whatever. You ain't supposed to be in a fight with a man in the first place, first and foremost. But you going after that man Rod like that is crazy. Don't do that. But they gave the scenario because women and men ain't supposed to be fighting in the first place. So they gave the scenario as a woman trying to help her husband who getting his ass beat. So she tried to help get the man off of her husband. She grabbed the man by the balls. They said cut her hand off. Why? Because you shouldn't be dealing in these men matters. At the end of the day, let your husband get his ass beat. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Let's get some more. Because a lot of women don't understand that. Some dudes don't have the patience that some men have. So you might be in a mode where you think you're going to put your hands on this man, but then he turn around and he started beating your ass. It is what it is. This is Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 12. A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a froward mouth. He winketh with his eyes, he speaketh with his feet, and teacheth with his fingers. Because some men, evil dudes, they teach you a lesson by putting their hands on you. That's what they do. They teach you a lesson by putting their hands on you. Let's read it again. A naughty person, a wicked man, walking with a froward mouth. Because these type of evil dudes, that you know that they put their hands on women just how they speak. You can tell. You can tell that they like to hit people in general. You can tell by their speech. It said they walk with a froward mouth. Verse 13. He winketh with his eyes, he speaketh with his feet. What does it mean to speak with your feet? That means you stomping people. That means you putting your feet on people. That's a physical altercation. He teacheth with his fingers. You don't want to be around a person like this. And your father gave you wise counsel by telling you never to put your hands on a man like that. Because some men wasn't raised to have patience with women. Some men was raised to, if a woman put their hands on you, you do what you got to do to get them up off of you. Some men was taught like that. We growing up in an era now where young men are being taught that women and men are the same. So this ain't like back in the day where men had that pity for women where I'm not gonna put my hands on her because I know I'm stronger than her. I know I'm not gonna put my hands on her because I know if I was to get into it with her, I would break her in half. These men don't think like that today. These men are mentally unstable. These men have a lot of mental health issues, and they willing to beat your ass. You don't want to be in that position. It is what it is. Don't get these men the ammunition to do that. You never really see a quiet woman get her face punched in. You never see a woman that's trying to avoid confrontation by not speaking and walking away from a conversation. You never really see them get the hands put on them like that. Because 9 times out of 10, if a man putting his hands on the quiet woman, most likely the whole city finna ride for her. It is what it is. You're not gonna put your hands on one of the good ones and you think you're gonna get away with that. You crazy. It don't make sense. No. We're not gonna play that game. And I'm finna give you this because this is exactly what happened for the sister right here. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all the backstory because I don't want to read the whole story. So Moses was married to an Ethiopian woman, right? So Moses was the youngest. Aaron and their older sister Miriam, they had an issue with Moses being married to an Ethiopian woman, right? So Miriam and Aaron had an issue with that, right? So they was talking back and forth, and they called themselves in to check Moses about his Ethiopian wife, right? But this is the problem. Aaron should have been the one to speak to Moses about that matter, if anything, right? Watch what happens in this situation. This is the judgment that God brought down on Miriam for speaking against Moses, right? Watch this. This is Numbers chapter 12, verse 14. And the Lord said unto Moses, if her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut up from the camp 7 days. And after that, let her be received again. So he punished Miriam with leprosy, right? So you got probably a very dark skinned black woman right here. And he turned her skin white. He gave her the leprosy, you know what I'm saying, for 7 days. So think about the mindset though. I'm finna read the part where what the sister was talking about in her video, right? Verse 14, and the Lord said unto Moses, if her father had but spit in her face. That's correction. Now I know I done heard brothers break this down where a father's hocking and looking in his daughter's face. That's not what that's talking about. That's disrespectful as hell. That's talking about correction. I don't know if y'all know this or not. I don't know if y'all ever played sports or when you did something where somebody got in your face and was talking to you aggressively or talking to you in general. Spit fly out people's mouth when they talking with some passion, okay? So if you begin corrected by somebody in a serious manner, you're going to be getting hit with spit. It is what it is. Let's read it again. And the Lord said unto Moses, if her father had but spit in her face. So the young sister, what she was just explaining on the video is exactly this situation. If her father had but spit in her face. So her father did what was right and taught his daughter, hey, you don't put your hands on no man. You don't, you know what I'm saying, put yourself in that position because I love you. You know what I'm saying? That other dude, he ain't got to do that. So if he's stomping a mud hole in you, I can't do nothing about that because you put yourself in that position.
Kicked him in the nuts. My dad spanked me. I'm like, what did I do wrong? And he was like, you never put your hands on a man first because I love you, but I can't tell you another man won't beat the out of you. You know what I mean? And I feel like that was real because a lot of women don't learn that, you know, but my dad always.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Her father was keeping it real with her. Her father was keeping it all the way trill with her. That's what you need out of a father. Straight up and down. That's what you need out of a father. Like the scripture said, it said, if her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Because she would have knew her place. She would have knew that wasn't her place to go and check Moses like that. She would have. You shouldn't be going up head up with no man like that. And we talk about this all the time, especially in the black community, about the weaker vessel, right? So if you coming into it with the mindset. You coming into it with the mindset that you're the weaker vessel, you already understand not to even try a man like that. This is 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Now, what part did I want out of this? He said, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. Okay, so if he telling the husbands they need to carry themselves and show honor to the wife because she's the weaker vessel. The woman need to be carrying herself like she's the weaker vessel in the first place. That's how you get that what they call it, synchronicity. You get everybody working on the same page, everybody in tune. So if the man treating her like she's the weaker vessel, he showing her a little bit of leeway, he giving her that respect, like, hold up, she might not understand it as clear as I do because I know the Most High dealing with me more. I know that in these certain situations, she gonna need a little bit of help because she the weaker vessel. If you carry yourself like that and she coming into it with the mindset of, I need to be leaning on this man for that help. I need to be leaning on that man for that guidance. You don't have no issues. But the issue come in is when a man come into these situations, not having that honor, like she the weaker vessel. If the woman coming into these situations thinking that she's a man, not carrying herself like she's the weaker vessel, that's when y'all start bumping heads. Let me read it again. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Now, I wanted to read that because the reason why our father would tell a daughter that is because you know that your daughter is a weaker vessel. So you put your hands on a man, you kicking a man in the nuts. If he dog walk you in the street, you didn't stand a chance. Let's be real. I really wish women would get out of this mindset that they can really go toe to toe with men like that. I done seen dudes that ain't really that big. When men are angry, things get to shaking. Let's be real. Let's keep it all the way real. I done seen dudes that don't look all that strong, not that big, and it take about 10 niggas to get them down. It is what it is. So you telling me that one little old 5'2", 160 pound chick, 140 pound, 150 pound shit. Let's be real. A 5'8", 200 pound chick can't see no man in that type of situation. Let's be real. So salute to her father, man, for teaching her that, and salute to her for even bringing this up on that podcast to give it to him raw like that, because a lot of our sisters really need to hear this, because we got to stop the violence at the end of the day. The domestic violence go both ways in the black community. The men need to stop putting their hands on the women, and the women need to stop putting their hands on the men. But the main thing is, in the black community, the women be putting their hands on these men and they think that they not supposed to get touched. Cause I don't know about y'all. I ain't never had no girl put her hands on me. I don't know if it's the type of energy that I give off or what. But I've literally also I don't really deal with women that deal like that. My wife ain't on that type of time, and no other woman that I ever talked to in my past was on that type of time. I've never had a woman that ever tried to raise her hand at me, ever. But it's a lot of sisters in the black community that really think that they can put their hands on a man. It ain't that supposed to happen. That's just women in general. Especially the white woman. The white woman swear she can get away with it. But I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Have y'all got hands put on y'all before? Because I ain't no woman that ever put their hands on me. But I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I'm out.